Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. Today I've got two replays to show you in the Tier 8 British Premium Medium Tank, the Chieftain slash T95, which is the unskinned Centennial tank as well, exactly the same tank. And obviously I've been going through recently the recent Reforged buff, working my way through all the tanks. We've made it to the Centennial, or the Chieftain T95, and let's just quickly go over what they have done. So, they have buffed the accuracy from 0.36 to 0.33. The aim time has gone down from 2.2 to 1.8. They've buffed the reload from 7.5 seconds to 6.8 seconds. And they buffed the penetration on the standard rounds from 202 to 221. And the penetration on the premium rounds from 238 to 268. So it's had quite a decent buff, as all the Centurions have. And yeah, let's just, that's what they've done to the tank. Let's just get into the replays and we can see what it can do. Okay, so on to the first replay on Overlord, and as you can see, we are platooned up with our good friend Petty 360 in the Huntsman, and we don't have any Fun Police to contend with or any light tanks in this game. Now initially we're going to push up just to the ridge in front of us, to the bowl if you like, and just play the outskirts of the bowl just to see what we can spot, work out what's going on really, and then work out if we're able to push into the bowl or not, because it is quite nice when you're able to push in the bowl, go the other side, but it can quite often be very risky if you don't have the the correct amount of support. So we're going to poke here to see what we spot, see if we can get any shots in. We don't really have any shots, but we do spot a tank, and now we're just keeping an eye on the left to make sure we don't get shot in the side. Now I'm looking at the map here, and I can see where all the enemy team are, and I'm thinking I'm wanting to push into the bowl. Now I'm hesitant because I'll be honest with you, this is a risky decision to make, because if the enemy team decide to full send in on me in the bowl, I'm probably not going to have enough support to survive realistically, and it is a risky decision. You can see I am a little bit hesitant, whether do I go, do I not go, and in the end I've decided, you know what, I'm just going to do this, get into the bowl, and then I can get shots on these tanks on the right hand side and just hope that my team come in to support me. It looks like Petty is winning the sort of zero line down there, which does mean I should hopefully be able to, there's more guns to support me. But as you poke this position, we see this Type 4 going in, and now we have good shots, and that's why this bowl position is nice at the start. It just can be risky, that is to be mentioned. Unfortunately, I shot that Type 4 twice, and now they are turning to come for me, and that is a concern. So I'm trying to move to the left hand side just because I know it's going to be easier to get a bit of support from this side, and it means the tanks on the right, it's harder for them to shoot me. But I'm very concerned at this point. I'm trying to track this Type 4 so that he can't get in me. Now I bounce a shot for 450 alpha, which kind of tells me he's using the stock gun, and I don't get splashed for most of my health there, which is really handy. And I get very fortunate with that bounce, and now my goal is just to track this tank in place. I get a gun shot absorbed off of my gun there, so I get fortunate again. And you can see here, I'm just tracking him in place, just hoping, I'm shouting at Petty at this point, say, Petty, please help me, and thankfully he is, and he's able to pretty much save me there, if I'm honest with you. We're tracking him in place, and that is the beauty sometimes of being in a platoon and having someone you can rely upon. And Petty did come in very handy and help me take out that Type 4, so I ended up picking up pretty much all his help in track assistance and damage there. So a good result, and now we're starting to take a little bit more control of the map, if you like. A lot of the enemy team have pushed down the beach, and we're in a good position here to poke over the ridge and get shots in. Now one of the things I do like about this tank, and I've always liked about this tank, is on the premium round the shell velocity is fantastic. You've got close to 1600 shell velocity, you've got 1570 velocity on those premium rounds, and it just means that your shots it takes absolutely, you see how it's like a lightning bolt there, it hits the tank so quickly. And I think that's, for me, the thing I like most about this particular essential is that shell velocity. You've got okay turret armour, you know, especially against tier 8s when you're using your gun depression, your hold down, you can bounce a few shots. Obviously, you do have quite a big cupola, and obviously if you're fighting those big guns, you know, they're not going to struggle to pen you, but you can bounce you can bounce shots against other tier 8 tanks, etc. when you're using that gun depression, as I have done in this particular game. And we're off to a good start. You know, we've got 2,000 damage, haven't actually eaten any hit points at this point, and we've got 2,000 assistance, sort of a combination of track assistance and spot assistance there. It's still, well, we're up on tanks. You know, it's definitely not one now, but we're in a very good position. I've decided this is my time to go in on this CS. We can afford to eat shots because we're full health, so we're going to be able to out DPM this tank down. We do eat a couple of shots, but it's fine. It gets taken out by our friendly tank there, and now we're able to move on to try and get to the rest of the damage. And we spotted 2 enemy tortoises which are in a platoon, and we're going to try and get close to these while they're distracted, see if we can get behind them and get any shots in. We go for a cupola shot. Unfortunately, we do not pen, but we are able, you know, unfortunately we don't pen that shot. But now we're trying to move in. It looks like our friendly medium tank behind us are coming in to support. I get sort of detected here, and I was conscious I was going to get shot crossing this ridge, but no one's really shooting at me at the moment, and I'm going to use this opportunity to try and go in and get some damage on these enemy tortoises while they're distracted by our friendly medium tank there. So the first one gets taken out. Next one comes around. We should be able to get a side shot in here. We do get one in, and now we're just trying to get some more shots while they're distracted, trying to get a shot through that big cupola there. Unfortunately, we ricocheted again, bit unfortunate. And now we're going to go again to try and get a shot in. We again ricocheted, and we do eat one there in return. So not ideal, but the tortoise does get taken out, and quickly this game is looking very, very strong in our favour. It's probably over at this point. It's just about how much we can get out of the remaining of the game. We've got 3,000 damage, you know, 2,000 assistance. We spot a one-shot tank here. We're going to try and aim this shot, and again, it's just like I say, it's so quick for that shot to travel, and we're able to pick up a kill, and we're just hoping to lean over and see if we can get any more kills here. We carefully lean over, trying to not drive off of the edge, which I may or may not have done in the past. And now there's only one tank remaining. We're not going to be able to get over to this tank, so there's no point trying. We're just going to wait and to see if he presents us an opportunity to get one last shot in. We can eat a shot off of this tank. If anything, we want him to try and shoot us so we can get one more shot in before the end of this game. We do get one in, we eat one, and then he gets quickly taken out by the Centurion. And brings us then to replay number 1. Let's just get to the scoreboard, see how we did there. I think we picked up 3 kills, 3,300 damage, 2,100 assistance, and the ace tanker. And that is it for replay number 1. But we got one more replay to come. And as you see, we made a lot of silver there. That's because currently the silver op's on. So if you want to earn some silver, it's on for the next 5 days. Well, sorry, when the time this video goes out, it will probably always be finished. But yeah, so let's just move on to the second replay. Okay, so here we are for the final replay on Fearful Ridge. This time we are, I think, in the tier 9 lobby. And yeah, so we got the northern spawn, and I'm going to push to a position I like to go from this spawn, which is in like the K1 position, because you can get behind like a hill. And you can get good cross shots at the enemy team, especially when you've got no fun police in this particular game to worry about, just like the last game. This time there is 2 enemy light tanks though, but yeah, we're going to try and head down to that position and see what we can do. Like I say, it is a tier 9 lobby, but to be honest, it's majority tier 8 tanks in this game, so I think there's only like 4 or so of the tier 9 tanks. So we've got pretty decent matchmaking for this tank, and we should be able to, utilise the armour, right, of the turret, etc. And there's lots of tanks that we can get shots on, which would be quite nice. So we're moving into this position as quick as we can. We do have a bit of support coming along with us, which is good, and that's going to allow us to push straight into that position and try and get there get some damage in while we can. Unfortunately, as we're making our way there, there is an enemy medium tank who's pushed right into sort of this bolt area straight away, which is a little bit awkward for us, just because mainly it means we're going to get spotted going in. So we either need to sort of stay where we are here, or just take the risk of going in, like knowing that we are almost certainly going to lose some hit points doing this, because we're going to get detected. Tanks like this pattern on the left are going to have shots at us going in. I'm just hoping that we're not going to eat too much damage, you know. Even if I lose half my hit points getting in the position, I'd actually be okay with it, as long as I could get the position which is going to then allow me to get lots of damage off. At least that's the plan. So we move into position, we do eat one shot, and as soon as we get there, yeah, no, that's okay, you know, to be fair. I knew I was going to lose some hit points going in, just because we was going to be detected too soon, and we wasn't going to be able to get into cover. But we're also in the position now to catch some of these tanks out, like this Sturm, and we're able to get almost, I think, 3 shots into this tank here, and we're looking for the kill shot. Already on to 1,000 damage and 1 kill, trying to get the finish if we can, trying to squeeze that shot in to take out the one-shot tank. Unfortunately, we're not able to. We do bounce on the shot. We had the slimmest of shots, but we are now presented with lots of targets to shoot. So we try and get one into Tiger. Don't fully aim it, mainly because we didn't have time before we get to cover, and unfortunately we miss, and then we do miss surprisingly off the E75's lower plate, but we're able to get a shot in while he's trying to move to a different location, putting us on to 1,300 damage. And because where we've got our heavy and our tank destroyer, it means we're creating kind of 2 angles now on the enemy team, and you know, the second you get more angles, you know, the better. We're trying to get a shot in the one-shot Tiger, but it's taken out by the T28 proc. And now we're just going to see what else is available. We've got shots onto this pattern, is looking for shots onto our heavy tanks, but like I say, he's in the crossfire doing so he's not really able to do so without getting punished, and we do punish him for it, and then we get a nice shot in, damaging his engine, slowing him down there, and we're just looking to try and get as many shots in as you can. Obviously with the buff that reload, it does help, because you're only really waiting about 5 seconds, and then you're reloaded, good to go, and we are able to get the kill shot in there, killing the tier 9 tank. And this is looking pretty strong for us at the moment, because lots of was almost so far always had, you know, some sort of shot available to us. The enemy light tank is sort of going around trying to get shots in while we can into that wheelie boy, looking for a shot here. Unfortunately he does turn last minute and we miss our shot, and not able to punish that light tank so far. And then an enemy Super Hellcat gets spotted in the open. So obviously the Hellcat's got no armour, but it does have fantastic camo and DPM. So we're going to try and take out that tank if we can. We get one into a light tank there, and now the Hellcat's coming over. We have, you know, lots of shots as he's trying to advance on our heavy tank there. So we're able to try and focus one tank out at the moment. Just trying to get a gun out of the game as quickly as we can, while we can, and not let them escape. And we do so, picking up our 3rd kill of the game and 3,000 damage. And now we've got this enemy E75. So we're going for a cupola shot there. Unfortunately, we ricochet, or maybe we don't hit the cupola, but we should hopefully get another opportunity. And as this E75 is turning his turret to shoot our friendly heavy tanks, we're able to get a shot in. The Sturm Tiger takes out our TD, but then he gets shut down by our friendly pattern. And now our friendly mouse has pushed up. He obviously is taking the focus away from us, and we're just able to keep firing this gun. We've got almost 4,000 damage out of this position, so that early shot one early shot we lost at the start is worked out okay for us in the end, because getting that position has allowed us to, you know, get lots of shots off, and we're able to finish off this E75 there, just squeezing that in past the mouse. And then we go, picking up 4,000 damage, and we've sort of won this side now, and we're able to move in and try and collapse on the enemy team. It's 8 versus 6, so it's still fairly close, but winning this side, if we're able, it allows us to push over quickly, and then we're going to sort of take away, you know, all the control of the map from the enemy team, and hoping to pick up some damage. So at this point, we just, you know, we know where the Borsig is, we know where the light tank is. Borsig's just on the other side of that hill, and the rest of the tanks, I think, are either going to be on the hill or on the hill in the enemy base. I think we know at least 3 of the tanks are located near the hill, and knowing the Borsig is the big one, because I didn't want that Borsig to be on their base, because then when I push up I might eat a big one if he's using the big gun. But we know where that Borsig is now, so he might be trying to climb back on the hill the other side. But we spot this enemy pattern, or the pattern gets spotted I should say, and now we're able to try and get some shots into this tank. We get 2 in, and then he gets shut down by our friendly pattern, and now we're just going to move up and try and close the distance to that hill, spot the enemy tanks on the hill, and try and get any damage. Like I say, we know the Borsig's not at the base, he's not going to just surprise us and get some shots. I'm kind of thinking at this point the rest of the team are all on the hill. Enemy Belleform gets spotted. I don't want to just stop and try and shoot this tank while I'm in the open. I want to get up and underneath the hill so I'm at safety, and then I can start dealing with this tank. So I'm just going to keep driving. I eat 1 shot coming in. Enemy Vanguards on the left. Enemy full health heavy tank on the right there, which I want to try and deal with. I want to get to that damage because it's got, you know, the most damage hit points for us to boost our game up. But I think before I do so, I need to get rid of this Centurion or this Belleform. Because otherwise he's just going to shoot down on us while we're trying to make our approach. So we've got to kill this tank first. So we go round, he actually bounces a shot, we get 1 in, hoping to get another shot in. Unfortunately the Vanguard's shooting us from the rear now, which is not ideal. But I think he might have just dumped his clip, and we're looking to try and retaliate and get a shot back in. Unfortunately we missed that shot. We may get another opportunity to get 1 in before we get safed, and we do, and we actually damaged the ammo rack there, which is good, putting us on the just over 5,000 damage there. And now we're going to make our approach onto this full health heavy tank and see if we can get any more damage out of this game. Going down this ridge there, hoping I don't just destroy my tank, because that wouldn't have been good. But we are able to now just, you know, this tank's going to get quickly taken out. But we're able to pick 1 in, putting us onto just shy of 6,000 damage, or, you know, just over 5,500 damage. Just the enemy Vanguard left to deal with. We know they're on the hill because we're targeted and spotted. Yeah, I'm just hoping he shoots us, because obviously then he's going to lose his camo rating. But he gets detected and he's trying to run for it, and we're just going to hope to see if we can get there and get any last shots basically in this Vanguard, just to boost our damage and, you know, maybe even pick up a kill. Our friendly team are starting to cap pressure, and we've just got to hope we can find him. Obviously the Vanguard can be a bit of a difficult tank to shoot at times, and I think this Vanguard is actually running the speed equipment at the end, because he absolutely is flying when we try and get some shots in. But we're going to try and get over. We're looking just to try and cut them off and just get any last damage. I mean, this game's won really. I'm just hoping we can just get something out of it. Try and get a shot in there. We do miss that one just. So it's not been ideal. I've missed quite a few shots off of this Vanguard trying to get the shots in. We missed the next one, and now unfortunately, yeah, maybe I could aim some of them a little bit better, but it's never easy trying to hit a Vanguard, even with a tank like this with fantastic shell velocity. And I think he's probably going to get away at this point. We're actually starting to do the double cap. I mean, the Vanguard's got 1 hit point left. Well, he's so low that he's a 1 shot to everyone at this point. And I'm starting to think, yeah, I'm not going to get there. I'm kind of hoping that someone gets there just to take out this Vanguard before we end up capping out. But we've only got 5 seconds left on the cap. But fortunately, the Super Hellcat does manage to do the job and pick up the kill, and brings us an end to the replay. But we finished that one with 4 kills, 5,581 damage, and 400 assistance. So yeah, that is it for the replay. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, happy tanking.
Enemy in sight. Hadouken!